Marcus Aurelius, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength. Epictetus, we cannot choose our external circumstances, but we can always choose how we respond to them. Seneca, true happiness is to enjoy the present without anxious dependence upon the future. Marcus Aurelius, the best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injustice. Epictetus, don't explain your philosophy, embody it. Seneca, he who fears death will never do anything worth of a man who is alive. Marcus Aurelius, if it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it. Epictetus, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Seneca, life is like a play. It's not the length, but the excellence of the acting that matters. Marcus Aurelius, waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one. These quotes encapsulate the Stoic belief in focusing on what can be controlled, cultivating inner virtue and facing life's challenges with equanimity. Marcus Aurelius, the happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. Seneca, difficulties strengthen the mind as labor does the body. Epictetus, freedom is the only worthy goal in life. It is won by disregarding things that lie beyond our control. Marcus Aurelius, very little is needed to make a happy life. It is all within yourself, in your way of thinking. Seneca, it is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more that is poor. Epictetus, wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants. Marcus Aurelius, accept the things to which fate binds you, and love the people with whom fate brings you together, but do so with all your heart. Seneca, no person has the power to have everything they want, but it is in their power not to want what they don't have, and to cheerfully put to good use what they do have. Epictetus, only the educated are free. Marcus Aurelius, he who lives in harmony with himself lives in harmony with the universe. Musonius Rufus, it is the mark of an educated mind to be able to entertain a thought without accepting it. Gaius Musonius Rufus, we ought to practice justice, not merely in our actions, but also in our souls. Hierocles, we ought to do good to people as simply and as readily as we do to our own bodies. Cato the Younger, I begin to speak only when I'm certain what I'll say isn't better left unsaid. Chrysippus, no man is free who is not master of himself. Aristo of Chios, virtue is the goal of life. Everything else is just a byproduct. Zeno of Citium, well-being is attained by little, and nevertheless is no little thing itself. Cleanthes, the fates guide the person who accepts them and hinder the person who resists them. Panaetius, apply yourself to thinking through difficulties, hard work, self-denial and patience. Posidonius, the wise man does everything in his power to achieve the best outcome. Understanding the rest is outside his control. These quotes reflect the diverse voices within Stoicism, emphasizing self-control, virtue, and the importance of inner tranquility. Musonius Rufus, it is more necessary for the soul to be cured than the body, for it is better to die than to live badly. Cato the Younger, a man should be just like a good soldier, fearing nothing, even in the face of death. Hierocles, to injure another is to injure oneself. Chrysippus, when a dog is tied to a cart, if it wants to follow, it is both pulled and follows, making its spontaneity coincide with necessity. But if it does not want to follow, it will be compelled in any case. Aristo of Chios, eliminate the unnecessary, so that the necessary may speak. Zeno of Citium, fate is the friend of the good, the guide of the wise, the tyrant of the foolish, and the enemy of the bad. Cleanthes, the key is to keep company only with people who uplift you, whose presence calls forth your best. Panaetius, understanding that the future is not and cannot be under our control, frees us from the expectation of trying to predict it. Posidonius, the job of a philosopher is to make the hidden obvious. Gaius Musonius Rufus, labor willingly undertaken and thoughtfully executed is good for the soul. These quotes delve into the Stoic themes of self-improvement, acceptance of fate, and the pursuit of virtue, reflecting the depth and diversity of Stoic thought beyond its most famous proponents. Marcus Aurelius, the best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injustice. Seneca, life if well lived is long enough. Epictetus, it's not what happens to you but how you react to it that matters. Musonius Rufus, that which is not good for the swarm, neither is it good for the bee. Cato the Younger, I would rather people ask why I have no statue than why I have one. Chrysippus, no man is free who is not master of himself. Aristo of Chios, pleasure is a byproduct of doing something that is worth doing. Therefore it is not an object to be sought. Zeno of Citium, man conquers the world by conquering himself. Cleanthes, better to trip with the feet than with the tongue. Panetius, the wise man is he who does not grieve for the things which he has not, but rejoices for those which he has. Posidonius, the wise man seeks to achieve freedom from passion, not through lack of passion, but through mastery of passion. Marcus Aurelius, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength. Seneca, hang on to your youthful enthusiasms. You'll be able to use them better when you're older. Epictetus, we are not disturbed by what happens to us, but by our thoughts about what happens to us. Musonius Rufus, it is more shameful to distrust one's friends than to be deceived by them. Cato the Younger, wise men profit more from fools than fools from wise men. Chrysippus, the wise man knows that all things are one and that life and death are but different names for the same thing. Aristo of Chios, virtue is the harmony of life, actions and intentions. Zeno of Citium, the goal of life is living in agreement with nature. Cleanthes, as the sun does not wait for prayers and incantations to rise, but shines forth and is welcomed by all, so you also should not wait for claps of hands and shouts of praise to do your duty. Nay, do good of your own accord, and you will be loved like the sun. These quotes encapsulate the core Stoic beliefs in virtue, self-control, resilience, and understanding the nature of life and our responses to it. Marcus Aurelius, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength. Seneca, not how long but how well you have lived is the main thing. Epictetus, we have 2 ears and 1 mouth so that we can listen twice as much as we speak. Musonius Rufus, it is the mark of an educated mind to be able to entertain a thought without accepting it. Cato the Younger, I begin to speak only when I'm certain what I'll say isn't better left unsaid. Chrysippus, as long as there is life, there is happiness. There is a great deal to be done. Aristo of Chios, eliminate the unnecessary so that the necessary may speak. Zeno of Citium, better to trip with the feet than with the tongue. Cleanthes, fate leads the willing and drags along the reluctant. Panetius, apply yourself to thinking through difficulties, hard work, self-denial, and patience. Posidonius, the wise man does everything in his power to achieve the best outcome. Understanding the rest is outside his control. Hierocles, to injure another is to injure oneself. Gaius Musonius Rufus, endurance is the ability to bear a hard thing but to turn it into glory. Antipater of Tarsus, the mind should be kept calm and serene, free from agitation and anger. Dio Chrysostom, virtue is sufficient for happiness. Cornelius Rufus, a person's worth is measured by the worth of what he values. Apollodorus of Seleucia, true education is that which gives us a love of learning and a love of wisdom.